We're live, we're live, we're live. Hey everyone, let me just check my sound because I just did a whole live and I just realized that you guys could not hear me at all. And I'm like, oh no. We're live, we're live. You guys can hear me. Hey everyone. Hi, I'm Nicki D Poet. For those who don't know me, I'm nothing but a former shy girl who found her voice through poetry and now uses poetry to help others find their voice. Basically, what I do is I use my childhood experiences, faith-based interactions, as well as my victories as a single mother to help create this message of hope, self-love, and perseverance. And I came on because I am super duper excited just to share with you guys some stuff that I've been working on this past month, and the fact that my fourth book of poetry, Crown, is going to be dropping on May the 29th. Yes, in like 14 days. I am super duper excited for you guys to read this book because this book, when I wrote it, and helped me just rereading it and helped me talking to my editor, reading it, trying to find grammatical mistakes. She said that it really helped her, and I do believe that this book is going to be a blessing to everyone. So let me just play the little commercial, and then we can go into a little bit details about the book, but not too much details because you guys got to buy the book and read it for yourself to get the whole tea. And that was the little promo for the book, and I'm super duper excited about the book. What can I say about this book? Gosh. So let's talk about purpose, because this book is all centered around purposes. Finding your purpose, finding your crown is like all based upon, we have the saying when you raise a child, and being a single mom, I heard the saying a lot, and I still hear the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And not saying that village concept is necessarily a bad thing, because I'm all for like community coming together and helping each other out. But sometimes that village is made up of totally different and competing ideas. So when that child grows up and enters adulthood, which is, a lot of people consider that 20 years old, that age range, and I mentioned the age range because I'm getting to something about that in the future. Ooh, I'm all tongue tied. But when you get to that 20 age range, is that those 20 through 29, those years are where you spend the most time, trying to come into your own as an adult, as a functional adult in society. So sometimes this village mindset, when you're reached your 20s and you're trying to figure out who exactly you are and your place in society, sometimes you have those other people opinions on you, those other people stuff that other people put on you. And my second book, Naked Facing the Girl in the Mirror, which is available today on my website at nickidpoet.org, sometimes those different people put different expectations on you, and those you have to, they create this noise, right? And when I say noise, people, I'm not speaking of just like the vibrations of sounds that come to your ear, that come to your ear and ricochet to your brain to trigger, to translate these sounds into words and do all that. No, when I'm talking about noise, I'm talking about anything that is blocking your perception of yourself. So again, the noise that we're talking about, that I'm talking about, and that I'm going to be speaking upon in this book, and don't worry if you forget it, because the definition is in the book as well. The noise that I'm talking about is anything that is blocking and or hindering your view of your true self. Till that noise can be people opinions, that noise can be societal expectations, that noise can be social media. And until we really silence all that noise, we're not going to be able to come into our own. We're not going to be able to truly love ourselves. We're not even going to be able to truly know ourselves, because how can you truly love yourself? How can you say you're practicing self-love when you don't even really know who you are? Again, let me repeat that. How can you love yourself and in return love someone else if you don't really know who you are and you don't really know your purpose? And you can tell the difference to someone who knows their purpose and who knows who's know their self, who know their purpose, and they're acting on their purpose, than someone who's not, because that person moves differently. That person set expectations for themselves. That person set expectations for how others deal with them. That person, certain actions that person don't do, because they know every action has a counteraction that can deter them from their mission, deter them from their goal, deter them from their purpose. And I feel like finding your purpose is very, very important, because it's very important to know the why behind big picture. And I'm going to give you guys a story, because this month, May, if you guys don't know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's very funny that this month, my mental health has literally, it has been really challenged to this month. And if I didn't know my purpose, if I didn't know my why, I would have crumbled. I'm not even like gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I talked and naked a little bit about my issues with anxiety, and I do see it there. I do believe in seeing a therapist, and I do have a therapist for my anxiety. And what I learned from dealing with anxiety is you're anxious because you're fearful of what's going to happen in the past. I'm sorry, you're anxious because you're fearful for what is going to happen in the future. So you're dealing with the future, right? And you don't really take time to like enjoy the present. So there's all this voice and all these voices and all these noise that's in your head, that's stopping you from really just living in a moment and enjoying your present, right? And enjoying your present. And it was something that happened to me. It was like a major event in my life, and I couldn't take the time to like just enjoy an event. Like, and you guys know the event. I was in a poetic stage play with Ambition the Poet, and I couldn't take the time to like just be in that moment and celebrate that victory, because my mind was really like a little so focused on the future, so focused on like who wasn't there to enjoy that moment with me, that I really let it downplay my success and downplay what I did. Because if you haven't seen any of my clips from that performance, it was literally one of my best performances of my life, because I believe all my performances are great. I really believe in what I'm saying, but it was like I felt as though like the way that whole play was orchestrated. And if you didn't come to the play, I'm gonna need you to really, really go to Ambition the Poet page right now and ask him when is he dropping the DVD, or go to him and ask him when is the next performance, because you really really missed a good time. And seeing it, even just seeing the tape from it is nothing like experiencing it live, because the power that felt the room, it was really really a great night. And then I realized that sometimes, as being someone who really like preaches self-love, who really talks about self-love, and we talk about, oh, focus on my why, everything would be okay, the world would be all peachy and cream if you focus on your why. Especially to like my fellow poets, that's like one of the major advice I give them. Don't focus on the views, don't focus on your support, don't focus on who's there and who's not there, just focus on your why. When in reality, it sounds good, but like when you're in the moment, especially when you're doing something big, like I'm never in my wildest dream thought that I would ever be performing on a stage play. I never thought that I would be performing as a poet, period. But for me to be in such on a big platform, and shout out to Ambition and Poet once again for putting me on that platform, but to be in a big platform like that, sometimes you want to look out in the crowd and see your tribe. You want to look out in the crowd and see your circle. You want to look out in the crowd and see the members of your family. So when that doesn't happen, you're hurt. Right? You're hurt. And it's not because you're not focused on your why. It's not because you're like worried about the views or whatever. But you're just hurt, and we're humans, and we're humans, and we experience human emotions. So, and that is okay. And I want to tell people, I want to get on here right now and let you know it's okay. But don't let the lack of support stop you from moving forward, because honestly, this fourth book almost didn't happen. Like I almost was just like, they're not there. I've been here 2 years. This is book number 4. I've been on multiple platforms. I created multiple platforms for people, but yet people still don't hear me, and it really really hurt. And I know a lot of people, like, they want to be a performer. If you don't, even if it's not, if you don't want to be a poet, right? You want to be a performer, you want to be a singer, you want to be a rapper. And because everybody glamorized their lifestyle so much, because they glamorize the finished product, they do not know what it takes to get there, what it takes this phase right here, when you're talking right now on live and nobody's watching, when you post videos and it doesn't get the justice they deserve. When even my performance from the play, right? Like when I tell you that was the best performance my whole entire life, like countless people who was there that night came up to me and was like, I never seen you perform, and I never seen you perform like that. I never see you do something like that. But then for me to like post a clip of it and only get like 21 views, that really hurt me, because it's like you spend countless hours just writing the material, then reciting it with conviction, learning to recite it with conviction, then learning to practice it and do it, to practice and perform it. And then if you record a video, that's another countless hours recording that video to perfection. And then we're not even going to talk about the editing process to that video. And then I'm a female, so when I record a video, I have to beat my face, have to make sure my hair. So you spend all this countless hours to produce something that you believe is going to help people, but then it's not reach. Then you feel as though it doesn't reach that much. It doesn't reach the amount of people it need to. It doesn't really do what you thought it was going to do. And I think we need to talk about how realistic it is to be disappointed in that, but you don't stay there. You don't linger there, right? This is where brand strategists come into play. This is where we can learn. We can look at these algorithms, because sometimes it's just the algorithms, and people are not viewing your stuff, it's not liking your stuff, they're not sharing your stuff, simply because these social media algorithms be hating on a player. So we you learn to use different algorithms. Like on Instagram, if you do reels that are going to get you to a larger audience than if you're just doing a post, because it's, it's a new thing that they're trying to, well, not really new anymore, but it's like trying to promote. So it's just getting that, and not just being in this defeated mindset, because I'm not gonna lie, and the ambition is on, because he literally had to talk to me, because I was literally like, bruh, like, I'm not getting any love. We just did this whole major thing and I'm not getting any love. Like, this is dead on his fourth book. It's like, it's dead. And it's like, that mindset is really selfish of me, because it's like, it doesn't matter the views right now. I don't know in the future who is going to like research this video, who's going to get this book and be touched by it, right? So I want it to be like really realistic with you guys where it comes to self-love, and you're going to see like this type of this realism and this transparency in my book Crown, which again is dropping on the 29th of this month. You're going to see this type of realism, this transparency through my writing and through my poetry, because I'm being really real with you guys. Like, I wanted this book to like be like a guide for people in their 20s. So this is like my ideal for this book, because I feel as though if I would have knew what I knew now in the beginning of my 20s, I would literally redo them, and not half of the stuff that was done, and half of the mistakes that I made, and half of the years worrying if I was enough, worrying where I fit in, or trying to like find these mediocre and trivial ways to fit in, trying to fight for these positions at a job to find purpose, trying to fight for positions like these different relationships that didn't no longer serve me, just to find a purpose, when I deal that had nothing to do with my purpose. Like, let's talk about motherhood, right? Because a lot of people feel as though like my child is my purpose, my caring for the child is the purpose. And I address that in the book, because though I'm a mother, and though I love my son dearly, and becoming his mom brought me a different type of joy that I did not know, my purpose is not connected directly in line with being a mother. And as a mom, it's very, very easy to, lose yourself and caring for your child to the point when your child is away, or your child could become of school age, because now Nola's in second grade, and it's been days where I had off of my job, and it's like, what do I do now? What do I do now that I'm not in my child? I still have this purpose. I still have this identity that is not attached to my job. I have identity that's not attached to my child. I have identity that's not even attached to my church, because that's a whole another brand of words. Because growing up, I've seen people lose their self in the church, had literally be so swallowed up, for lack of a better term, by the church, that like when we went through this pandemic and the church is shut down, they didn't know what to do. They were literally so lost, because they were so caught up in church culture, and their identity was tied to these positions in the church. That identity was tied to like what they can do in the church, that they didn't really have any life outside of it. And I feel like all these things are good. Of course, having a job is good, because you need money in order to live in this society. Being a mother, caring for your family in general, that is good. Having a relationship with God, having a church home is good, but they're not tied down to your identity. You can these soul places and things and people are not tied down to your identity. And I feel like for years I was under this misconception that they were. And when it came time for me, when I got into my 20s, and trying to figure out where I fit in as a functional member of society, I was lost without these two things, because as soon as I go to identify myself, I was identifying myself with these things and realizing if I didn't have these things, I was nothing. Until I found my voice through poetry. until I feel my voice through poetry and realizing the power of my voice, realizing the power of my poetry. Like, everyone has untapped potential in them. Everyone has this gift that I believe that they were given, that's going to help to make the world a more functional place. The problem lies is everybody is trying to utilize their gifts in a way that is popular. Everybody is trying to utilize their gifts that way that is, will make them the most money or gain them the most, like I said, the most popularity, where, and in reality, that isn't the way that you're going to really get your point across or reach your maximize your gift or maximize the power behind your voice. Like, I bet you, like, if I learned to sing, sometimes I feel as though poetry is so slept on that if I learned to, I feel as though, like, if I learned to sing, then my views will go up. Or if I wanted to be a rapper, decided to put my poetry to a beat and rap, then I would get more views, because people be like really downplaying poetry when half of the poets I know will outbar any of y'all's favorite rapper. But that's a different topic. That's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But I'm just saying it to say, like, my purpose is my poetry is poetry. Right. So even if I took the best singing lessons, I'm not going to be able to get my point across as it wouldn't be as strong as it would be through my poetry. And like, other people may say, oh, it doesn't matter, because as long as like you're using your voice, but no, it's really like, I'm not going to sit for years. I've been censoring my voice because of people's opinion. I'm not going to censor my voice. I'm not going to censor my method because people are not really feeling me, because I feel like the people who need to feel me is going to feel me, right? And it sucks that, like I said, it sucks and it hurts. Sometimes I'm not even going to lie, and I'm not even going to hold you, because you feel as though like you want your support to be your family. You want to like go in an unfamiliar territory. Your family you want to know that your family is going to have your back and they're going to be rocking with you. But sometimes they're not going to be rocking with you. Like, I've been plenty of shows that, like, I was there by myself, and I'm not going to like sugarcoat it and act like it was cool, it was handy dandy. I mean, I still did what I needed to do, but that shit hurt a little bit. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, that shit hurt, because you want to look out in the crowd and see your family. But listen, even if your family don't believe, and again, Ambition is on here, and he could talk about it, like, sometimes your family not going to believe at first. Sometimes they're not going to be there until the other people get there, and that's okay. I'm not looking at them like it's any less than, but like, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, when the story of Nicki D the poet has to get told, it has to get told in its entirety, and it has to be told like, hey, I'm sorry, in the beginning my family wasn't fucking with me, and you may not, it may not be the popular opinion, and you may get a little serious, but it's okay, because the truth is the truth, and I ain't about to spin this truth, and I ain't about to sugarcoat the truth. And you want to, like, all this is talked about and addressed in my book Crown, because it's all a part of like finding your purpose and taking you guys on this journey with me. And I'm all about being transparent, because all this is about self-love. Like, all this is a part of the self-love journey. It's a part of the self-love journey that you won't see commercials for, because all they want to do is raise up the price of these mani patties so everybody can go and get like a mani patty, get a facial, go to the spa, and think that they're all self-love and heal. All you did was relax and hide your problems and sweep them skeletons in the closet. But ultimately, those skeletons are going to come out, and you have to go back and address them skeletons. Like, if you don't do it now, you're going to wait until you get a relationship, and then you're going to ultimately have to really address these skeletons. So guys, please go to nickidthepoet.org, and then you can pre-order my book. It is done. For those who pre-ordered, I'm probably going to start. For those who already pre-ordered, I'm probably am going to get you guys books very, very soon. So check your email for the ebook copy of the book, because I probably going to start shipping some out, emailing some out probably at the end of next week. And for those who ordered and pre-ordered the physical copies, that will definitely be to you sometime soon. As soon as I get the copies, you guys will get the copies. And thank you guys so much for rocking with me. All of my former Shy Girls gang. Oh, one more thing. I have an apparel line. If you guys do not know, this shirt that I have on is a part of the Nicki D Apparel Broken Crayons line. And I am so excited that I have these dynamic ladies, these dynamic, powerful ladies who all have their own platform, but they believe in me, they believed in the brand so much, they wanted to become brand ambassadors. So I'm so excited for you guys to meet my brand ambassadors. We're gonna do a whole brand ambassador unveiling party, and I can't wait. We guys have some dope stuff coming up. If you guys don't know, my birthday is coming up July the 7th. I will be turning 28. And I want you all to come out and celebrate with me. I am going to be dropping the details for my birthday brunch very soon. So I definitely have been, in the lab cooking up you guys stuff. A new summer line for Nicki D Apparel. I'm dropping that on Monday. Dropping the maxi dresses and the fanny packs, because you guys know I love my maxi dress and my fanny packs for the summer, so we can all be Broken Crayon and former Shy Girl gang out this summer. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you guys again. So let me just drop the preview for my book one more time.